Hi boys and girls. So today is your first foundations video, just a review, and I have a couple because we're going to take a test this week, possibly on Wednesday. We're going to take a little bit of a review test of what we've been doing. And some of the things that we've been doing since we've been home are making these sounds. And you have a study sheet listed for you this week, an attachment. And I want you to look at the sounds we're making and how many possible ways we can get these sounds, because you'll be asked that on your quiz. So the oi sound we've practiced is OY and OI, correct? And they're the only two ways that we've discovered that we can make the oi sound. OY coming towards the end of a word and OI in the beginning or the middle of the word. And then we're going to do long A. The long A sound says A. And we could spell that. This is old. We've already gone over this. A-E, which I'm sorry, is the same as saying val-E, if you remember. But the vowel in this case has to be an A to get long A. And then, of course, A by itself in an open syllable will make a long A sound. A-I we practice, which would come at the beginning or the middle of a word. And A-Y we just practice, which typically comes at the end of a word. Oh, sorry. And then we're going to practice long E. So there are 2 ways to make oi, 4 different ways to make long A, and 6 different ways to make long E. Of course, here we are again with val-E. We did that a while ago, like Pete. And then there's open syllable E, like he or me, okay? And then there is double vowel EE, double vowel EA, and which is going to say E is going to say E, just like these are all going to say A. And then, of course, EY we practice, which will come at the end of a word. And then this one I want you to remember is Y, and it comes at the end of a word, and it makes an E sound. It comes at the end of a 2-syllable word, like funny. So if I look at funny, remember I like to put my hand under my chin because I could clap any way I want it. If I try and use my spelling strategy of different varieties or different variations of making that long E, I know that when it's a 2-syllable word, that ending, funny, could be just plain old Y here to make that E sound. We covered that already. So can you see why spelling long E words could be really tricky? I'm really impressed. It could be really tricky, and you have to use that spelling strategy of lining it up and seeing which one looks the best. And it won't always work, but it will work often. Okay, and at the very least, it will give your writing a phonetic base that people can understand, which I can tell you, I already understand your writing and your spelling so much because of all your foundations hard work. I know that it's not your favorite thing to do, but you do a good job with it. Something else that they're going to ask you on this test that you need to practice are R-controlled vowels. So there are 3 different ways to get the sound, like father or fur or bird, all And so how are we going to get the R-controlled sound? We could have an IR, we could have an ER, and we could have a UR. Okay, so there's 3 ways to make that sound Truly, sorry, you can't see how many of my ways. Truly, you could have AR in there because remember we discovered sugar is an AR word and it says but that's uncommon because AR usually says R like far and OR usually says or like for, but not always. Again, so I have to be aware of writing my spelling options and figuring out what would make the best sense or something close to it. Okay. And finally, and the best question they're going to ask you, which I laughed at because I had a friend text me pictures of her manual she lives up in towards Philadelphia, and I haven't had my manual at home, and it's sort of driving me crazy. It's nowhere online. So I found out she had hers, and it's so nice to get in contact with people who will help you, just like your classmates would help you. And so I reached out to her, and she had her manual, and she took pictures of it for me. And so what I didn't review with you is the letter X. And X has this very specific sound. It says X. And you can see how your mouth sort of goes. So like if I were to write the word extra, I would have EX in the beginning. Or if I would write fox, can you hear it? Okay, so there's a different kind of sound. So if I say to you on your quiz or your test, can you give me an X sound? You're going to give me the one way, That's like a gift, right? And you're going to write an X. So I don't know why they threw that one in there, children, since again, I don't have my book. I don't have every example, but they're good examples. So this is on your study sheet. You're going to practice all of these possibilities. Then we're going to talk about, just like we always do in our foundations quizzes, writing the words, 5 different words, using our spelling that we learned. And our 5 different words are going to truly be dealing just with OI and OY from our chapter. Okay, so that's good news. So you're right now going to find some kind of piece of paper or something that you could practice on. If it's a dry erase board, if it's in your iPad, wherever it is, you just want to practice how to spell these words. And so let's try one. I'm going to give you the word. Let me see. I have a bunch of them. Okay. I'm going to give you the word ploy. So like a ploy is something you try to get someone to do. That's like a crazy, not really a 2nd grade word, huh? Because I'm trying to explain it to you to give you to get you to try and do something. All right, let's try to spell it. Ready? Ploy. P-l-o-y. 3 sounds. Ploy. 3 sounds. Let's do it together. Go ahead and write it. Oy. Oy. Again, I know that the Y comes at the end. This doesn't look correct at all. Goodbye. All right. Let's try another word. Maybe one, oh, sorry. Maybe one you are more familiar with. Let's try the word joy. It was a joy to Zoom with you and see all your beautiful faces. So let's say it, joy. Now let's tap the sounds. J, oy. 2 sounds, okay? J, J could be H, right? Could be G, but G followed by E or G followed by I. So we know it's not that. J, oy. J, oy. And that works, right? This one. Okay. Now, so that being said, let's try spoil. Spoil. Repeat the word spoil. Okay, now let's tap it. S, p, oy, o. 4 sounds. S, p, oy, o. S, p, oy, oh, ooh, right? That does not look right. Okay, there we go. Spoiled. That looks right, Mrs. Dunner. And remember, when I put them together, they're called the double vowel. Even if it's O-Y, I'll put Joy back here. They're called the double vowel team, and I put a D under there. Not my favorite, but that works. Okay? So remember also that sometimes you're going to get a word that has a root word that would end with oy, and then it would add on an ending. And when it adds on an ending, even though it's not at the end of the word, the oy, it still would be oy because it's the base word. So we break apart, stop spelling at the base, and then add on our ending. Okay, so joyful. So if I would spell joy, joy, j, oy, I know my root or my base, and then I would add on my ending. Full. And remember my endings, which we had that whole magnetic list, sorry. My endings don't have 2 L's. Just one in the ending, which is weird because it does mean full of. All right? Excellent job. So you're going to do a bunch of words like that. I gave you some words to practice with your parents on your list, okay? So go ahead and do that. Follow the pages, and then like I said on Wednesday, I think Wednesday, your 3rd video, I believe. So maybe on Tuesday. I don't know, but it's your 2nd video because this is 1 video. Sorry, it's your 2nd video. I'm going to give you it could be your 3rd video because the 2nd one might not be me. It'll be another review video. Your 2nd video from me, your 3rd video altogether is your actual test taking. I don't need the test taken until Friday. It's up to your parents. If you want to review more, practice more, it's fine. Remember in your test taking, there are 5 laid out places for you to put your sounds in, and I'll have that up so parents can see it. And then you put in your words, and then we write a sentence. Actually, we'll write 2 sentences, okay? And I have you circle some words. your cursive this week. So last week, wow, I was really blown away by your cursive. Somebody had said that they didn't do cursive W. We had covered cursive W in class, and you might not have been there. Cursive W in class was undercurve, slant, undercurve, slant, undercurve, just like you, and then into that what is called a check stroke, which is a smiley face. So when you were doing your cursive W, you could go right into other letters and write the word well. I hope you are well. Or when you are doing your cursive W, when you're doing your cursive W, you can make it look like a W like we do, like Mrs. Dunner. Sorry about the dog. Mrs. Dunner makes it look like a printed W. I don't keep it so squared off, right? And then add in my check stroke. That will work, okay? So now the last thing that we're doing here, you did those. You did L, which was beautiful, and I know that was a repeat, and then you did J. So today we're going to take what we know about J and we're going to make it into P. So J was undercurve, slant, overcurve, dot, and I could not get over how gorgeous your J's were. So Jen, and that's lowercase, and that's not really right. And you can see I have a little bubble there. That's okay as you get used to it. Well, P is basically the same idea. It's a J that keeps going. So you go undercurve, slant down, you go overcurve like you're going to make a J and come all the way around. See how that looks like a P? And then it comes back out and you don't dot it. The biggest problem you have with P is if kids go like this, because it now looks like two different letters, because cursive is always joined. Now it looks like J and S, right? So at some points, if you want to do it like you print, which makes sense, take your time, just don't pick up your pencil. If you want to go down, come up like you print, go all the way around. Sorry, that's not quite a printed one. Let me do that again. Come down, you can follow the same line back up, come all the way around and out. You can do that. Okay, that still looks like a P. So if I were to write the word pig, we didn't do G yet, sorry guys. P to I there, you can see that it looks like a P. If I did this, now remember, because it's cursive, people have different, that still looks like a P, a cursive P, that's okay. Sophie, all right, the next letter, so you have a whole page of P's, okay? So, sorry guys. You have a whole page of P's. The next page is all practice of all the letters we've done so far. So J-E-E-P, P-I-L-L, L-I-P, P-U-L-L, P-U-L-P, and then some of the easier letters. And so those words are Jeep, pill, lip, pull, and pulp. And you're writing them 2 times each next to the original for me. And then you're going to just send me a picture. If it's in ClassLink, it's okay. If it's not, that's okay too. I know some of us couldn't get in. I'm trying to come up with a solution. Okay? So you're just going to go ahead and do that for your cursive this week. Those 2 pages, I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. You can do it. And if you have any questions, give me a call. I miss you. I'll see you in Zoom.